Fortnite Season 3 is in big trouble. From the most controversial battle pass in years to devs quitting social media over the backlash, it all starts with a collab that no one expected. Because when Fortnite posted this image showing off the entire battle pass of Season 3, everyone's eyes immediately went straight to this guy. It's a sprite that sticks out like a sore thumb because it's actually a streamer known as the Burnt Peanut. Now, this wasn't received with excitement or surprise, but anger. And I'm not talking about fans being nitpicky about them adding random celebrities like Kim Kardashian or Cabby LeMay. I'm talking about actual, real anger. The Burnt Peanut has shown himself to be the most controversial collab maybe in Fortnite history, because within just a few hours of this photo being released to the world, the backlash was unimaginable. Fan art started to appear online of his sprite getting his teeth kicked in or put into medieval traps. Epic devs were harassed personally and forced to quit Twitter over decisions they didn't even make, and you're probably wondering why. Well, all this backlash is because, and to put it bluntly, adding the Burnt Peanut to the game is like throwing Asmongold or Dr. Disrespect in the mix. It's a crazy brand deal to make. Within seconds of the collab being announced, fans shared clips of Peanut promoting his streams with titles like Saturdays and videos of him saying horrible words while playing Arc Raiders. So that's when Peanut himself responded to this whole situation in the most vague way possible.
I know nothing about Fortnite, stop asking me. I know nothing. All right, pal, stop looking at me.
This response stirred fans up even more, taking it as him not even playing the game or caring about the crossover. And that's why people are pretty sad. Epic either didn't do a background check or don't care about his reputation. So with all of this attention, it then shifted to the Summer Girl outfit. It's pretty obvious we've seen Epic Games trying to abandon this idea of a family-friendly game. After all, Fortnite is rated T for teen, so it shouldn't be too babied down. But what I'm about to tell you proves that fans can't decide if they want the game to be safe for everyone or take more risks. You see, when they censored outfits for the Lego mode, people were angry. But when they added skins like Kim Kardashian, people were also angry. And now fans are divided yet again with these two Battle Pass skins. This woman is one of the first skins in Fortnite to wear lingerie, and while it fits with their whole gang and summer aesthetic, some people think it's way too risky for a teen game. But that when skins like Kim Kardashian sold so well, Fortnite has decided to go fully down this route. On the other hand, the flip side of the community are annoyed that some skins aren't as crazy. Like the second girl in the past who looks like this in game, but in the loading screen, she's got a way more, stylized figure. So basically, there are two halves of the fan base right now. One wants a sanitized, family-friendly game, and the other wants Fortnite to dig even deeper into this rabbit hole. Whichever side loses is gonna cause a huge headache for Epic as Season 3 rolls around. But right now, they have bigger problems, like how they spoiled their own huge live event before it even happened. Now, this isn't gonna ruin your experience as they haven't dropped any spoiler footage, but with Season 3 now revealed, fans have noticed there are a ton of 7 related weapons along with Dark Voyager POIs and outfits, but nothing for the Ice King. This, by accident, has just revealed who wins the Fortnite showdown. Luckily, we don't know if any characters die, if the Foundation is gonna survive, or any of that, but it has spoiled that this team will at least defeat the Ice King. Plus, from the Battle Pass, they've also just leaked that Dr. Sloan is making her grand return, something that was probably meant to be a fun surprise in the event. This makes me way more excited to find out why all this happens. How does the Foundation beat the Ice King? And does anyone from the 7 sacrifice themselves to make it happen? Where does Sloan fit into all of this? The questions make me even more intrigued for the event, so it's not all bad, but it would have been nice to have 0 spoilers. Especially because we now know that rooting for Team Ice King is a lost cause. Anyone who is gonna play Fortnite Shattered while on his side now know they don't stand a chance. No matter how hard they fight or whatever cool missions they do, it's a rigged event and they don't even have the illusion of choice anymore because the outcome is revealed before anything has happened. But as for the season theme itself, Fortnite may have leaned too hard into a feature that no one really cares about. Runners may be a mashup of summer and crime, but the main guys here are the sprites. They are all over the marketing, not to mention the Burnt Peanut one I talked about, and it's made fans a little concerned for Season 3. If Epic relies super hard on sprites being the main gameplay loop, and they fall flat, or, just suck, it is gonna be a rough couple of months. We've already seen them struggle with stuff like this, whether it was medallions taking over a whole season, or reality augments, or transforming into bosses. These features almost never got truly fleshed out. Is this another gimmick we're all gonna get bored of? And the worst part is, take away the sprites and all we seem to be left with is a massive jungle in the center of the island, all a result of the Ice King splitting it in half. When I say that, does it sound familiar? Yeah, it's literally wild. And to make it worse, it's also both season 3 and a summer season. All I could say is with the season 3 curse of the past, we could only hope it doesn't end up being another hated season. So while the theme feels pretty rehashed from Wilds, we're still not exactly sure what it is. Like, what does runners even mean? Is it a season full of mobility? Is the entire focus literally on running this new zero shard product around the island? Usually, every single title gives a pretty good explanation of the season, and if not, at least the Battle Pass lineup or even the trailer helps. We have all of these, and yet we still have no idea what we're heading into. In fact, we don't even know why John Wick is here. Not only is he already in the game, but Fortnite's randomly decided to give us a pen and ink version of him in the past, which is not a new collab, not a new character, not even for a new movie. Literally nobody asked for this, yet it's filling up the past for no reason. To make matters worse, if Runners doesn't turn out to be a hit like Showdown, you'll have to wait longer if you're looking forward to OG Season 9, because it's officially been delayed by an extra week, so you won't get to play it until almost a month from now. We don't know why they delayed it, considering the whole season was created like 7 years ago, so all they gotta do is make a pass. But people are really nervous for Season 3 because Epic has been butchering entire departments over the last few months. And now's about the time that we're gonna start feeling it. Devs were let go who are responsible for starting every single live event in history. I'm not joking, this is the guy who straight up pressed the button to start it. He even helped create replay mode, which we use for most of the footage on our channel, and Epic also fired the guy who created the most iconic photo in the game's history. Fortnite has clearly dropped some of their most important staff. And with the next season of Fortnite OG relying on code created by the fired workers, it makes sense to see it delayed. And so no wonder they just did an entire test event before Shattered. They had to make sure they could still run live events smoothly. From the employees themselves, Epic Games was nuked, and they're still rightfully upset about it. Everyone was trying to figure out who to blame, with many fingers pointing to Tim Sweeney, with them saying nearly 2,000 layoffs in less than 3 years, and not a single person from the leadership team has been affected. These outcomes are their failure and their failure alone. Now, obviously, we don't know the full story, but with Epic firing 800 people just 3 years ago, and said doing it would make Epic financially stable so this never happens again, it's just weird, because they were so confident they could spend billions for decades to come, and look where that's got us. Fortnite had spent a sickening amount of money on the metaverse. They dropped billions of dollars buying Rocket League and Fall Guys, and now it's finally clear that the metaverse experiment is failing. Rocket Racing, deleted. Ballistic, deleted. Most people who worked on them have been fired. Rocket Racing's Twitter accounts have already vanished, and somehow this problem has gotten even worse. Epic didn't just fire the people working on modes. Just like Fall Guys in 2023, Rocket League was struck too. And considering the survivors from Mediatonic were forced to work on bringing Fall Guys to UEFN and making a Crown Jam mode that lasted 2 weeks, Rocket League fans are terrified about the future of their game. Even though Season 2 was all things considered a pretty decent season, fans are already looking at runners and thinking, could Fortnite be in trouble again? So while it's pretty clear that Fortnite's main priority these past few years has not been Battle Royale, there have been a ton of employees coming out of the woodworks this season, like Tofu Chris, Ted Timmons, and KL Smith. I personally feel like BR is in really good hands, so hopefully they just keep this momentum going into Season 3. But there's just one small issue. The cost of running Fortnite has also gone up, and Epic said they need to raise the prices to pay the bills. That was a surprise announcement we got at the start of Season 2, and now you get less V-Bucks for the same price, while the Battle Pass gives half the amount of V-Bucks for completing it. There was a massive boycott over this. Social media is flooded saying don't play on March 19th, with their goal being to lower the player count on the first day of the new season. And when you look at that, the amount of players on launch day was criminally low. Even an actual icon skin, Gref G joined in on the boycott, claiming he wouldn't buy this season's Battle Pass. So when Showdown dropped, the V-Buck price change went live, and this actually broke the best feature in the shop. You see, for a while, you've been able to buy the exact amount of V-Bucks, but the price changes broke that, forcing players to overspend. It's been a whole season, and this is still broken, which is crazy. So please, Epic, get this fixed for Season 3. And a couple months ago, I talked about a mysterious upcoming mode that Fortnite had been testing. They flew out creators to play this, and it had been in the works for so long, we all thought it was the long-rumored extraction game. Except when this mysterious mode was finally revealed, it was box fights. Been a Fortnite for years, and is literally the whole reason most people play UEFN. Epic are now officially cloning creative maps, and it's confusing. Like, do you want map makers or Epic to actually make these things? I'm just hoping that next season finally gives us that extraction mode, because we got burnt peanuts, so it has to, right? And one of the biggest complaints we've seen in all of Chapter 7 is still happening, and next season has to fix it. I already know what I'm gonna say. Sidekick animations are all exactly the same.
What is that?
The quality of these expensive animals is not getting better, and assets are even being reused for massive crossovers. It's one of the biggest criticisms in the whole game and seriously needs to be addressed. That's why Season 3 is in trouble. Hopefully Epic Games takes this criticism and implements